Hello subscribers, I bring you guys another review, and this time it's the Chap Mei Animal Planet Tarbosaurus. I'm sorry guys. Of course we have the Mattel Jurassic World Tarbosaurus, of course from the Primal tagline, and this is a massive biters alongside Sarcosuchus and the upcoming Seots Microrum. And see, the packaging looks awesome as always. See in the front, and then the back, got the artwork of the figure, same old stuff. So let's waste no time and get Tarbosaurus out of the packaging. Here is the Tarbosaurus out of the packaging, and I have to say, this figure looks okay, but to me it's not the best, nor is it my favorite. But as always on this channel, let's take a look at the detailing. Now, the most detailing is probably on the head right here. You see all the tiny pebbles in there, and then the teeth. See, it's very nicely sculpted there, see a nice head. And then the teeth are pretty nicely sculpted as well. But down the body, the detail becomes a little less apparent. See, you're mostly seeing small scales, skin folds, and a lot of musculature. The feet are nicely sculpted though. At least they're more proportionate to the body, say the Indominus Rex, because that figure had really big feet compared to its body. These feet here, they're, like I said, they're proportionate to the body, and they're also nicely sculpted. You see, going down the tail, here, not much detailing. Basically the same amount of detailing on the other side. And then the bottom, then yeah, that's about it for the detailing. Now let's talk about the articulation. Now the articulation on this figure is kind of odd. Well, I should say the leg articulation, because when you move one leg, it moves both legs. And I think I've seen some people they're able to move both legs separately, like that. So yeah, the points of articulation, there's 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points for articulation. Well, 7 if you want to count the gimmick. Okay, speaking of the gimmick, let's just get into that right now. It's the same thing as the Sarcosuchus. You rotate the tail and he moves his head like he's thrashing prey. And then the button, he's chomping his jaws. Then you could create like this very animatronic movement with the head swinging and then the jaws chomping. And it's not as smooth as the Sarcosuchus, but this action feature right here does feel a lot more sturdier than the Sarcosuchus. The Sarcosuchus kind of feels loose and cheap, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the gimmick. Pretty cool gimmick. And let's talk about the paint job. The paint job is actually I like it in my opinion. It's a really nice paint job. See, I think the red goes well with the dark gray and then the black on top, and that sinister red eye. Now let me talk about the aesthetics of this figure. If it didn't have these dragon-like spines, then it would have been an aesthetically pleasing figure. But every time these spines on this figure, let's say every time I see this figure, I just can't think of anything but this right here. See, this is the Chap Mei Tyrannosaurus, the small one, and as you can see, how much similarities it shares with this Mattel Tarbosaurus here. And I'm hoping that Mattel isn't taking their inspiration from Chap Mei, because if I was Mattel, Chap Mei is probably the last dinosaur figure I would take inspiration from, unless they're trying to make it better. But also, the spikes combined with this pretty cheap plastic, it feels like a Chap Mei dinosaur rather than a good Mattel dinosaur. So yeah, that's the aesthetics of the figure. Starting with the comparisons, here's the massive biters Sarcosuchus next to the Tarbosaurus. And yeah, out of these two, I recommend the Sarcosuchus. Not only because it looks more realistic and the detail is more superior, but because of the plastic quality, you can hear the differences. Yeah, so yeah, that's the Sarcosuchus comparison. Here's the Tarbosaurus next to the other Primal tech figures I have so far. Now let's compare Tarbosaurus to the other Tyrannosaurs Mattel has made. So here we have Proceratosaurus, Albertosaurus, and of course, T-Rex. Here is the Tarbosaurus next to the Bandai GMK Godzilla, and of course, good old Collecte Mini Zafactinus. Well, there you have it guys, this is my review on the Mattel Jurassic World Primal Attack Massive Biters Tarbosaurus. Do I recommend you guys picking up this figure? I'd say yeah. It's one of the very few Tarbosaurus figures out there. The only other one I can recall is the Collecte one, which wasn't that good. But as you can see, he's got decent details and proportions, a pretty cool paint job, and of course the awesome biting feature. My only main gripe with this figure is the enlarged spikes and the cheap plastic. Mattel really needs to improve, the plastic quality of their figures. So if I had to rate him, he probably falls in the 6.5 to 7 out of 10 range, like the Cryolophosaurus. But I'd say yeah, pick him up. You can find him at Target for $20 alongside Sarcosuchus. So if you guys like this review, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.